All right. So let's discuss what all we are achieved and what all that is yet to discuss, or let's see how it is working so far. So I'll just show you a small demo over here. Um, right. Okay. So we have our application over here, which contains multiple layers, and it will have different handlers for backup, merge, Excel, and Zlib handler as well as Amazon handler. Now, the first thing that our application do is just dot it out here. We have um, we have five tables to cache our results. I will just explain what they are. So we have a scan table. So every time a scan happens, we will have an entry over here. That means every, so if you want to run it every Fridays, we will have each entry for each Friday. So that will help us look around like which all days it's scanned, which all days. So those kind of information will. So there will be a master entry on the scans table. So I'm just showing how. Let me start the application. Alright, so now our application is starting and trying to start the Chrome. So before that, we will have a scan that will be inserted into this master entry. So if I just go over here, we have a scan which we can name anything. So right now I'm just naming it scan underscore the data. And we'll have a proper datetime over here with the proper date and time. And each, so this scan is actually carried out today. And each scan will get a unique identifier for each scan. Okay, now that we have created a master entry for the scan, now what we'll do is we'll start the scan. So we are going to go to Amazon and going to fetch details for a number of books. So right now I am setting it to fetch for 2 pages. So if you whatever based on your requirements, you can fetch for any number of pages. But we need to make sure that like over fetching or those sort of things, they may block the IP address or may introduce a cache. So that time, so that is something that I have messaged previously. So like um, extracting a lot is actually not recommended, but just for sake I'm just showing. I tried with parsing 10 pages, it is properly working. Parsing 2 pages, properly working. But parsing hundreds of pages, do it on your own risk, right? Because that's not in our hands. Because every time if you want to parse hundreds of pages, we are actually creating web requests hundred of times, that they have cloud systems that might or might not detect. So that's up to you, like how you are going to use this. Okay. Now I'm going to call this search. So this search actually what it does is it goes to Amazon and finds the first 2 pages. We can change the conditions. So right now I'm going to open Amazon. I'm going to fetch 2 pages, fetch all the book information. All right. So if you want to find based on some ranking, we can discuss and we can do it. All right. Now I'm going to execute this. So this will open a Chrome that is controlled by a test software. So first page is parsed. Then you go to second page. It's also parsed. So once we have parsed the result, data will go to this Amazon scans um, table. All right. If I query it, you can see that. So in the scans we have a scan there, and in the Amazon scans, I have got 32 books. All right. I have got 32 books in the table, and each of the 32 books are associated with this scan ID. All right. So this scan ID is this one. So that means these 32 books we got from this scan. Now I have get I'm fetching name, author, date, price, primary hash set. Okay, this I will come to later why we are hashing the some of the results. Now there are several Amazon pages where we didn't get a date. So this thing we can discuss and decide what to do over here. Now this is one thing. Now, once we have the scan happen, then what we need to do is we need to move this Amazon scan to our master table. Right. So this is the table where we have all the confirmed, correctly formed data. All right. So now the scan happened. Now what we need to empty the scan table. All right. So before that, I'm going to um, backup it. So I have written a backup Amazon scrap data file. So what it does is it will take all the values from these tables and it will create an XML file. So if you want to see one of them, I can just show you. you want to see, there is a Amazon scan backups over here. So we will have backups created every scan. All right. So if I take the latest one, you can say it's a properly formatted XML file that that contains. See, we have fish 32. So whatever in the table is also represented on the XML file. So later, if you want to refer that day how many books collected, you can simply look around this XML. All right. Now, once that is done, we are going to merge this Amazon scan table into the master table. All right. So for that, we are going to call the merge table. All right. So now it is merged. So now we can see that both tables contains the same data. Now, once it is merged, we will delete items from the Amazon scan table. All right. Now it is deleted, and if you see, now Amazon scan table is empty, and we have all the proper data on the books master. So here we have name, author, date, primary hash, secondary hash, and we know that what is the last time we confirmed it is merged. Okay. Now we also have one more column of here that is duplicate. So this is, so once we, so these are the entries that we fetch from the Amazon, and we are going to compare each of them with the Excel that is provided. So like I mentioned, we cannot support Google Sheets right now, but Excel is fully supported. So if you want to uh, so this is our Excel, right? So we have around 2074 data out here. All right. So here I'm going to put in this Excel file that is title.xlsx, and I may, okay. So this is because I am opening this in the Excel, just because Excel is accessing that file. So we are not able to. Okay, let it come along. All right. So now we have fetched 2073 files of these titles. All right. So we get all the titles from this 2000. We'll just show it, all of them. Right. Now, now we are fetching the details from the master table. That is this one. All right. So now we have the Excel ones, that is 2773, and the master books which we just scrapped from the Amazon. Right now I am just scrapping 2 pages, so that is why we have 32 books. So that count can increase based on the number of pages that we are going to pass. All right. Now we are going to check for whatever in the Excel and whatever in the master book. So there's a logic running out here. I will just show the assembly, and let's not show the assembly. Let's show the. All right. So here it is actually checking for the names. But if you want a different way, we have to compare it to find the duplicates. You can do also do it. So far I have never find any of the books from the first 2 pages of Amazon to match with the Excel. So because of that, we will not see any duplicates. But if there is a match, this will turn to 1, indicating us it's a duplicate. All right. So now that we have all the data set up from Amazon for the first 2 pages, all the data, there are 32 items. Now we need to find these 32 items mm, from the zlib page. So for that we have a query, and that finds the duplicates title with this scan. All right. Now if I run this, what it will do is it will go to zlib, type the search it, finds all the learn books, and it will do this for all the 32 files that we found from the Amazon. If you can see, it's actually, it might take some time, so I will just pause it. All right, so now that we have queried all of the items, now if I go to the table and check on the whatever we got from the zlib, I can find that we have 289 items. Why is that? Because there are number of books that is repeated out here, and that's repeated happens because some of the changes. So if you see, we have found for this book that is from the Amazon, we have found this many items from the zlib, and why this many say it's not same, so that is the difference. So for some of them the author is different. For one of the entries it is there are two authors, as well as I was fetching the link, but if you see the links are actually different. So these are actually might pointing to different books. I don't know about how this is exactly working. From what I know, these books are actually different links. But if you want to merge this into a single entry, we can always, of course, do that. But I'm just saying that this is how we are getting the results. And if you see the Empire pane, there are three entries found. Two of them author same, one of them there's one more guy out here. All of them link is different. So if I take one of the link, and if I go there, you can find the item. All right. So this is so far we have done, and I know that we have to generate in this format. This format we can create an output with this format. So far any suggestions or anything? Let me know what time we can have a discussion or have a look on it. Okay.